So my friend Dave is the kind of guy who can watch one YouTube tutorial and suddenly thinks he's the next Bob Vila. Over the weekend, he invited me and a couple of our buddies over, claiming he was going to upgrade his sleeping arrangements with a DIY bunk bed. I'll admit, I was intrigued. Dave's apartment is about the size of a large walk-in closet, and I had to see how he'd fit a bunk bed in there. He had blueprints, napkin sketches, and all the wood he could cram into his Honda Civic, so it seemed legit, at least at first glance. The build started off well enough. We got the frame up with only minimal swearing and a few splinters. But then Dave, in his infinite wisdom, decided that the higher the bed, the more floor space you save. So he kept stacking. And stacking. By the time we were done, the top bunk was about 10 inches from the ceiling, and the bottom was flush with the floor. There was no ladder, because that's just vertical clutter. At this point, it was less a bunk bed and more a wooden sandwich with just enough space for a thin layer of regret. Things really took a turn when Dave tried to demonstrate how efficient it was. He slid onto the bottom bunk, which was basically just the floor with a wooden lip, and declared he'd never slept so close to his roots. I volunteered to test the top bunk, but getting up there required me to channel my inner contortionist. After about 5 minutes of wriggling, I managed to wedge myself in, but I couldn't move. My nose was pressed against the ceiling, and I suddenly understood what it must feel like to be a sticker. So now, thanks to Dave, we don't have a bunk bed. We have a bunk floor and, if you're feeling adventurous, a slightly less bunk ceiling. Honestly, the only thing Dave managed to raise was our level of concern.